Hey guys, Tyler here. Once upon a time, I remember how streaming video and TV shows used to be a novelty. Like basically in the past, what would people do was that they would go to a video store to rent their favorite movies or TV shows on VHS or DVD or Blu-ray to experience their favorite movies or shows at home. And of course, like during the mid 2000s, like there was like a service that was called Netflix. And basically what happened was that Netflix was sending out people like the DVDs and the Blu-rays and their video games at home. And of course, like back then there was like a deal with Blockbuster and Netflix. And basically what happened was that Netflix offered to merge with like Blockbuster. That way they could stream like the movies at home and at the stores at the same time. And of course, like Blockbuster refused. And the rest is history. Now, basically, Blockbuster to this very day is out of business. For a long period of time, it was like in Mexico, but I think that the businesses in Mexico are also going out of business too. And of course, there are like some locations that are actually still around, like in Alaska, where it's like not common to have good connection to stream movies. But practically the franchise is now dead. And of course, Netflix right now dominates the streaming market by having the various shows that are originals on their programs and to their streaming service. However, after Netflix, people started to get into like the streaming game really badly. Like after Netflix, I saw stuff like Hulu, I saw stuff like Disney Plus, I saw stuff for like not Nintendo, but Nickelodeon. I saw stuff for now Universal. All these streaming services that started to pop up was because of the success of Netflix. And of course, because the success of Netflix and because it's much more accessible to stream at home, so many companies are now jumping onto the bandwagon of doing their own services at home. And honestly, there are some people who say it's really good that companies like Netflix have competition against, of course, whatever that they have. And honestly, I'm not sure about that. Because basically with Netflix, back then, before these other streaming services, what would happen is that you have all the convenience at your fingertips by, not having a lot of services to subscribe to. Like back then it was like $9.99 to purchase the service there. Now it's I think $13 or $12 for the service for Netflix. And honestly, I think by having that one service for Netflix, it was very convenient to see your favorite shows. And because there are so many companies that want to jump into the bandwagon, you have to purchase services that are actually different for exclusive content. For example, for the case of Disney, you have to purchase the Disney stuff to get the Disney content. And of course for Universal, purchase the Universal stuff to get the Universal content. And for Nickelodeon, purchase the Nickelodeon service. It pretty much is getting oversaturated. And honestly, whenever these companies announce a streaming service, I just shake my head in disgust. Because essentially, you're better off paying for a TV deal with Comcast or Verizon than purchasing so many services at the same time. Because honestly, I use my hard-earned money to purchase for Netflix. I don't want to purchase so many different services to get so many different content of the stuff that I like. You're better off buying the DVDs or the Blu-ray or the TV deals. At least with the TV deals, you could buy the shows, all the channels at once for one premium price instead of having to download so many different services. Of course, in this day and age, there are free services for TV too. There's Pluto, there's also Roku, and these other kind of services. So even if you were not to purchase for these services for the TV deals, you have a better deal with Roku and also Pluto than having to purchase so many different services for shows and whatever. It's kind of sad really how this market is now oversaturated. And honestly, if a market like that is just oversaturated with so many different streaming services, I think they might have some sort of concern with privacy. Because back then, when it was one streaming services, of course, the privacy stuff actually went down because there was so many different shows on one platform. And I think because people don't want to purchase so many services, they might resort back to privacy. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section down below. I honestly think it's a bad idea that there are so many services. It's just too much for anybody to handle that kind of stuff. And honestly, I think it's actually based upon greed and money. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'll talk to you guys next time.